Greetings, Gaming Universe. My name is Retro Dave, and welcome to Retro Dave's Retro Vlogs number 2. Today we're going to be talking about my love of SNES games. Now, SNES itself was one of the first games consoles I ever owned and ever played. As a child, I had quite a few games. I would describe myself as a SNES games collector. I've been collecting SNES games for quite a few years now. Some of the earlier games that I played when I was a child are still some of my favourite games of all time. I collect SNES games because I love the thrill of coming across a new game that I haven't yet played and slotting it in. Why SNES games specifically? Because to me they're simple, they're majestic, they don't get overcomplicated. They don't go all out with graphics and try and, there's no immersion. It's not about that. There's a cartoony tone. It's smooth and clean. There's no sort of glitching through scenery like with the later ones, like the PS1, PS2. It's the pinnacle of 2D gaming. It's when 2D gaming really was at its top. You just need to look at Donkey Kong Country to see that those graphics are good enough even now to put on somebody's phone or to play on as a Steam game. Just if you're looking for a platformer that's not too complex. The main reason I started collecting SNES games was because after completing Assassin's Creed 3 about 4 years ago, I completely ran out of Xbox 360 games to play, and thought to myself, right, well, let's crack out the old SNES and just play a few of my old games. So I played a couple of my old games. I completed Zelda once again, which I've done many times before, and I thought to myself, well, I wonder whether there are any other games that are as good as this. So I went on eBay and I bought a bunch of games. I think one of the earliest games that I bought from eBay was Donkey Kong Country, because the original Donkey Kong Country I never owned as a child. For my sins, I never had it. One of many, many games. It started a path of, collecting games. I accidentally bought a Japanese game, and that made me intrigued about the Super Famicom, so I bought a Super Famicom, and I've got a small collection of US games as well now. I've got one here. I've got a couple here. ActRaiser. These games, I don't believe in just buying them for their nostalgic value and they're just sitting on a shelf. I believe in playing them and enjoying them and trying to complete the games. I wouldn't play a game if I didn't want to complete it. So what kind of SNES games do I like? The main SNES game that I will play again and again is a platformer. I just love platformers. I love trying to complete them at fast pace. I love speed running where possible. I'm terrible at it, but it's really good fun. I don't get very frustrated playing them. I'm not like many other gamers. When it comes to platformers, I'm very patient. So I don't mind dying hundreds of times in order to get it right. It's almost like perfecting it. That's why I love Super Mario so much, because I don't mind dying as many times as I have to learn exactly how to complete each level, and that's exactly the same with Prince of Persia. I've really found one of my favourite games there just through playing it for you guys. I found a new favourite SNES game. Some of the first games I ever owned, I actually have just set out on my bed here. I'm going to see now whether I can move my camera to show you some of them. This is a selection of the SNES games that I had growing up. As you can see, what have we got here? We have Donkey Kong Country 3, Super Swiv. Super Swiv was brilliant. I loved Super Swiv. The original FIFA Soccer, that's just the international soccer. F-Zero. What else we got here? Buster Loose. Mortal Kombat 3. I didn't own the others. Mortal Kombat 3. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, one of the best games ever. Seriously. Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario Kart, Zelda, one of my favourite games of all time, and Starwing. That was a brilliant game, Starwing. The version on the N64 just built upon that one. That was good. Yeah, these SNES games. This is my childhood right here. Just this small collection. Let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 SNES games I had to start with. My meager childhood collection. There's my SNES over there. What have I got in the SNES at the moment? I've got Donkey Kong Country 2. Been playing that. It's good fun. The rest of my SNES collection is in this box here, just there. These boxes are brilliant. I keep all of my SNES games in, and all of my retro games in boxes like that. That you can see my desk here with me. Hello. Hi. Okay, so yeah, that was some of my original SNES collection. Just the earliest SNES games that I played, and that's really what inspired me to get into SNES gaming in the first place. Okay, so if I was speaking to a beginner, and specifically to someone who had never played SNES games before but was intrigued and wanted to play some SNES games, I'd want them to get the best sort of overarching view of the SNES. So I would recommend them 3 different types of games. So the first one that I would recommend that they play is the Super Mario All-Stars cartridge, which also has Super Mario World on. You can buy them on eBay. They're slightly rarer than the original Super Mario All-Stars cartridge, but they also include the Super Mario World rather than buying that in 2 separate cartridges. And then that way you get a nice overview of all of the good Super Mario games on the SNES, bar Super Mario World 2, which you can buy separately. So that as a platformer. But I would also recommend, as a fighting game, I would recommend Street Fighter 2 Turbo. You can play Street Fighter 2 as well without the turbo. It's fun, because the thing about Street Fighter 2 Turbo is you can play it at normal speed anyway. The characters are brilliant, the gameplay is fantastic. Just play that game. The last game that I would recommend is Zelda. It's an adventure game. I have yet to come across a better game on the SNES, and believe me, I've been searching. Hopefully with this channel I can show you guys my love of SNES games, and share some of the memories that I've had as a childhood with other people. You know, because not everyone nowadays has access to a SNES or an emulator, but many people have access to YouTube, you know. That's what I'll enjoy about the YouTube community, and why I want to share my games with the YouTube community. So that does it for my brief talk on my love of SNES games, and why I collect SNES games. The next thing you can look forward to on my channel is a SNES game. It's Donkey Kong Country. I've played through the first world already, and I'm just in the process of editing and uploading that. For my next vlog, I went last month to a gaming fair up in London, Retro Games Fair, and I will show you what I got up to then. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like what you see, maybe you should hit subscribe to see some of the other stuff that I do. See you all next time. Bye bye!